What up, my friends? How you doing? Wait, why is the nightmare head facing away? What are you doing? Face forward. There we go. All right, what's up, my friends? How you doing? The weekend is almost at an end, and we are here for another chill stream with the title, the subject being Costco selling magic. So, let me grab the live stream link. We will share that in the Discord, and then we'll go from there. All right. Let's see here. Okay, there we go. That's good. Bam. And there we go. Okay, so time for hellos. What up, Ang, Jess, Millmaster, Kensuke, Demet, Shelton, Corner, Teferi, Benjamin, Foster. Who else we got in here? Jimmy, Zircon, Error, Heavy Metal, Yamagoro, Olivier, Richard, Lowbrow, Christy, Liam, Towns, Wells, Juppel, Pedro, Michael, Daniel, oh, two Daniels, Shelly, well, that makes that easy, JC, I think I got everybody. Hello, my friends. I raise my glass of regular, everyday water to you. I hope you've been having a good weekend. Mine's been pretty decent. Pretty decent overall. It seemed like there was going to be a big storm today, but it just passed us over. So, can't complain about that. Can't complain about that. Oh, Olivier, I'm sorry to hear that you have brain damage, buddy. I had no idea until I read that comment saying that my intro was whack. And clearly, that indicates that you have severe brain damage. So I'm sorry that you have 15 big fat tumors growing in your brain, right? Because that's the only reason anybody would ever say that my intro is anything other than amazing. That's the easiest test of whether you have genuine brain damage. Do you like my intro? Normal functioning brain. Do you not like my intro? Severely damaged brain. They actually use that in hospitals. They play my intro in hospitals, and the doctor goes, give me your opinion of that. And if it's great, they go, you're in full health, strong as an ox, gonna live to 100. If they go, it's whack, you got 100 tumors, and we can't operate on them, you got a couple of weeks left to live. So, sorry, Olivier, you may as well just spend all your money, buddy, because you're done. You're done. You're donezo. You're donezo. Donaldo, your dog ate your pre-order package for MagicCon? Well, that's when it'd be like time to do surgery. Time to do surgery on the dog and get my magic back. Hey, Ashmead, what's up, buddy? Heavy Metal was asking after you. He wanted to know if you were all right. Millmaster Super Chat says orange is the god's color tonight. Interesting. Orange, you say. Why do you say that, though? Is it because of the beast with two fronts, buddy? Does this look orange to you? Is that what's going on, or am I missing something else? Is this just a weird, convoluted version of the orange you glad I didn't say banana? Like, what are we looking at? What are we looking at? Olivier, don't say, come on, man. I just helped you. I just helped you with your medical dilemma, bro. I'm helping you to enjoy the little bit of life that you have left. Shelly, there's your brown lotus. That is a terrible way to describe your butthole, bro. All right? It definitely looks orange. I guess it does on the camera, doesn't it? For those of you who don't know the glory of this shirt, allow me to rock your world. This shirt is known as the Beast with two fronts. So hold on. Oh, lordy, lordy. I got to unbutton this. Justin, my shirt is wild. Just wait. Just wait, buddy. Just wait. Okay, hold on. There we go. There we go. Okay, so this is called the Beast with Two Fronts because, check it out. By the way, I found this at a Goodwill store. It comes replete with the full-on nip action too, right? And a manly belly button. But here's where it gets crazy. Get ready. This isn't a drill. I am the beast with two fronts. You don't know whether I'm coming or going. But your mama does. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Even when I'm walking away, the ladies want this hairy chungus right here. Yeah. One of a kind, baby. I am the one and only beast with two fronts. Hey, Michael Vlocky, Super Chat says, I have nothing useful to say. I just wanted to knock Millmaster off the board. Well, you know what, buddy? That is a useful thing to say, actually. So, you're wrong. You do have something useful to say. And thanks for the Super Chat, my man. Appreciate it. You are the new Lord of the Board. You know, your name is... Oh, that's why. I was like, why does your name make me think of horror movies? And it's probably because it's like, it just feels close to like that. Isn't it Voorhees or whatever? Isn't that the name? Oh, wait. No, am I putting Michael Myers and Jason Voorhees together to make Michael Voorhees? Never mind. Never mind. I guess the brain tumors have spread to me, too. Olivier, keep your stupid brain tumors to yourself, buddy. I don't need it. I don't need it. That's right, Heavy Metal. Super Chat milestone number 3. That's the 3rd Super Chat that he's ever done, if YouTube is being accurate. So, yeah, this is the real deal right here. This is the real deal. Pop, pop. Combots you're living in like you're living in a CSI episode, bro. Like, what happened to you is like a CSI episode. It's got multiple levels of drama. I'm glad that you're okay, but it sucks what happened to you, and it sucks that you got to be in hiding. Olivier says, might as well donate $500 with all those tumors. My time is short. Exactly. Right? And who knows? Who knows? You do a $500 super chat, then God may smile down on you and heal your brain of all the tumors. And then the next time you tune into the stream and see the intro, you'll be like, I finally see the glory of the Lord in the universe. It's beautiful. And you will weep tears of of pure joy. Of pure joy. Jupple, I actually remember that. I remember that from the Simpsons episode, and I loved it. I'm Dick Tracy. Take that, prune face. Now I'm prune face. Take that, Dick Tracy. Now I'm prune Tracy. Take that. And then it cuts out before it says Dick face. Benjamin, I should do stand-up. Didn't you see me? I already stood up to show my shirt, buddy. But thanks, man. I'm glad you think I'm funny. Town says, let's start a GoFundMe for Olivier's tumors. I'll be in charge of the GoFundMe. I promise all the funds, 100% of the funds will not be used to treat his tumors. Heavy Metal, I have no recollection of that, bro. Zero recollection. My brain has wiped it entirely from my existence. It's gone. It's gone. Oh, man. So, yeah, if you guys haven't seen already, Costco is selling Magic. They have been for a bit. It's not like a super new development, but it is something people have asked me about and I've never really addressed. And they are selling it in Canada now, too, but for more than in America, not just because of the exchange rate, because of import fees as well. So yeah, it's like Wizards dumping ground, right? Like right now they're selling a bunch of Fallout decks, and it's because Wizards printed a bunch extra. I don't know how they end up in the hands of Costco, actually, but I don't know how big corporations work and do all that kind of stuff. Benjamin, Costco also sells Pokemon. Why not just say fucking Costco sells grapefruit and other shit? Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? I'm called the Magic Historian, not the I like stupid, worthless, garbage Pokemon cards because I'm an idiot. That's not the name of this channel. Pokemon cards are for Magoo morons and 2-year-olds, bro. Look, I got a Garbo. What is he? It's a garbage bag with a face. Hey, welcome to Pokemon. I evolve into a trash can, loser. Oh my god, I got the fucking $500 Ultra Shadow version. Ugh. Fuck Pokemon, man. Olivier, listen. You calling the intro whack? No. We all know what whack means. There's no positive version of whack. So nice try. You got more tumors now. They're in your armpits too. So have fun with that. Your arms are gonna stop working. You're gonna feel your hands going numb. You're not even gonna be able to feel your own dick anymore. So have fun with that. Enjoy that fucking curse. Because you deserve it. For trying to lie on top of it. Now you're trying to pretend like you weren't smack talking the intro because you know it makes God angry and your life is going to be shortened because of the tumors. You can't fool him and you can't fool me, bro. You can't fool me. A GoFundMe that only accepts Costco gift cards. Hell no! I accept cash. That's it. It just ends there. I was going to go Costco gift cards and then I went, that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any damn sense. You could pull a foil chandelier. I would like to swing from it. That's right, Miko. Wizards once was in charge of printing Pokemon. Correct. Joshua, you guess you're a loser or something for being a Pokemon fan? The first step is recognizing it. The second step is fucking stopping, right? First you recognize it. Then you stop doing it. It's like if you walked into a room and whenever you walked into a room full of people, you had this compulsion to just fart as hard as you could and you're prolapsing yourself. First is to recognize that it's socially unacceptable. Second is to stop it for your own health. And yes, that is the equivalent of being like a Pokemon fan. It's like walking into a room and grabbing yourself. If you thought that I was going to turn around and massage your feelings and go, oh no, it's okay that you like Pokemon. Get fucked, buddy! I don't give a shit about Pokemon. That's garbage. Richard White Super Chat says, serious question. I only read the first 4 words and I'm already like, really? It says, serious question, left nut or playset of unlimited P9. I won't be Lord long, but I predicted Tolarian Academy before the spike. Let's go! Have my gains off of 1 copy. Keep the good word going, bro. You're the man. Well, thanks, Richard. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret, bro. This question will play out differently for other people. They might go, I'd give up my left nut for a playset of unlimited P9. But first of all, I've had the Power 9. Secondly, somebody would pay me to suck my left nut, and I would make enough money doing that to pay for a set of unlimited Power 9. So if I ever decide to become a fucking sex worker, I will just automatically be able to get that anyways. I don't have to make that choice. Left nut in your mouth, boyo. All right, Richard White has just white-outed Michael off the board. Olivia, you haven't been roasted this hard since high school. Well played. Well, enjoy it because it's a travesty that your life is going to end. But we are here in the month of Halloween, and that's when the dark time curses happen. So, whoop! Slap that head. Bo Falcon, sorry you're late because you were making dinner. And you were working on the business card. Well, that's fine, man. Honestly, you did a great job on it. I didn't like the overlap. I found that to be visually unenjoyable, but I understand why you did it. And I think the ultimately, the end version you came up with is fantastic. I was torn between having the Magic Historian at the top or the bottom, but I asked Carly for a backup opinion, and she said she likes it better at the bottom. So I'm like, yeah, okay, tiebreaker. Tiebreaker. Blocky says, damn you, Richard! It's almost like he's a dick. His name is basically White Dick if you write it in reverse, last name first, right? I am the great White Dick! I want to be in your mouth, baby. Right? Millmaster says, as long as you don't engage in the sin of playing Pokemon, you're okay just being a fan. Thus demonstrating that Millmaster does not know what the fuck he's talking about. Just being a fan of Pokemon is a mortal sin, honestly. It's bad for you spiritually. It will rot your soul. Shelton says, you joke, but there's an actual trash pig Pokemon called Trubbish, and it evolves into Garbodor. Love you, buddy. Are you for real? I shouldn't be surprised. The game literally has sets of keys and shit. It's fucking... I made that shit up as a joke, and it's real. Talk about not respecting your audience, man. Oh, Dick White, you've been called that for quite some time. It makes sense. It makes sense to me. No QR codes, Town. Shut your dirty mouth. Shut your dirty mouth. There are no QR codes on the business card. I'm looking forward to seeing the finalized version. Did Tolarian Academy spike because of speculation? I would not be surprised at all. I would not be surprised at all if that was the reason for the spike. Right now, Magic markets are whipsawing into Crazy Town because a lot of it is because of Wizards taking over Commander. And but isn't Tolarian Academy a fucking reserved list card? So, right? I don't know. There's people speculating going, Wizards will never reprint the reserve list, which seems like a crazy position to hold to me, just to be real. Like, Wizards already did it. Like, they violated their own policy by creating Magic 30. And if you think that that's their last attempt at getting it, you're crazy. And people are like, no, the anger that people are feeling over the Commander stuff shows Wizards like they can't do the reserve list thing. Of course they can. The amount of people who care about reserved list, the amount of people who care about Commander. Like, there is not an equal amount of reserved list acolytes as there are Commander players who give a shit. So you can't draw a line between those two and go, logically, this means, like, Wizards is coming for the reserve list. It's gonna fucking happen. There is a 0 chance it's not gonna happen. They want money. They keep coming up with all these schemes to get money that aren't working out too well for them, like Aftermath and stuff. Magic 30 only failed because of the price tag. That's it. That's it. Right? So, I mean, yeah, I guess there's people speculating on Commander unbanning a whole bunch of cards, but I don't expect reserve list cards to get unbanned for Commander, because how does that help Wizards? Why would Wizards spend any time at all worrying about unbanning cards that they can't profit from? If you want to know what's going to get unbanned by Wizards, everything non-reserve list. Everything non-reserve list that's banned in Commander is going to get unbanned, so that Wizards can do a Mega Commander reprints for the community. Commander Masters. That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen, right? So Wizards will come for the reserve list. It's absolutely going to happen. Commander, they're not going to bother unbanning non-reserve list cards, the reserve list cards, because it doesn't make them any money. You always have to ask the question, what is going to make Wizards money? How does unbanning reserved list cards help Wizards make money? Answer that question. Answer that question. That's what you always need to hold in the forefront of your mind. How does this make Wizards money? If it makes Wizards money, it's reasonable to expect it to happen. So, taking the reserve list, reprinting it, that makes sense, right? That'll happen. And at that point, once they've done that, that's when they would turn around an unbanning commander. But when it comes to unbannings, why would they waste the time and effort? They would talk. If I was in charge of Wizards and I wanted to rob all you guys blind, I'd be like, hit the ban list for commander, pull out every single thing that's not reserved list, and we will start figuring out how many of these we want to put in the first Commander Masters Ultra that we create, right? Where we do ultra special treatments for them and everything. That feels like what's going to happen, man. Do they really need the reprint equity of the reserved list? Well, let me ask you. Did they make Magic 30? Did they try and sell it for $1,000? That's the argument right there. Anybody who thinks Wizards will never go after the reserve list isn't paying attention. Magic 30 was just a failed attempt at it, right? Wizards is like a frat boy who wants to bang a skank, right? And we're the skank. So he tried once. He's still trying to get that tang, though. He's just waiting. He's holding back. Oh, I just got to make her think I'm a good guy so I can plow her butthole. Like, that's it. That's it. So it will happen. Wizards will take another run at the reserve list. They just screwed up with the price. If they had priced those packs at $10 a pack, they would have made $1 bajillion. And they would have gotten away with it, no problem. There wouldn't have been the outcry. The outcry from the community wasn't that Wizards dared to reprint reserve list cards. The outcry was the fact that they were pretending that the gold back cards didn't count as violating the reserve list. And way more importantly, they wanted $250 a pack, right? Is it raining? I should make a tinfoil hat. Why? Tinfoil hats are for people who are wrong, bro. Look at my predictions. Look, go watch my video on the next 3 years of Magic and how nightmarish they'll be. Boom, wow, I look like I know what I'm talking about. Go look at my video where I said that Wizards would end up taking over the fucking Commander format. Wow, not only was I right, but the video I put out was on September 30th, right? The exact same day that Wizards took over Commander. But 4 years later. So I don't need a tinfoil hat. Tinfoil hat is for the people who need to keep the rays out of the brains. We need to get a tinfoil hat for Olivier to protect his fucking tumor-filled brain because he thinks my intro is whack. Your eyeballs and processing brain are whack, bro. Hey, Wizards grading. What's up? I saw him at Command Fest. He's sitting there grading cards and I came up to him and I'm like, bro, I have a genius idea for your business. I have a genius idea for graded cards. And he looked up at me expectantly. Like the look on his face said, oh, he's actually going to give me a good business idea. The fool. So I told him, I'm like, here's what you do. You tell everybody who orders card grading today, it's a guaranteed 10. Anything you give me to grade today, guaranteed 10 out of 10. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Talk about a way to destroy your grading company's reputation like that, right? Towns, they would have gotten away with $50 a pack? Probably. $50 might be too high. $10, everybody would have been like, what-a-do-do? $25, they could have got away with. It wouldn't have been as, woo! But $10, they would have had people cheering for it, literally, right? So... Joshua, you've been debating on quitting Magic because of Wizards and some of the community. It's me, isn't it? It's because of what I said about the Pokemans. It's okay, buddy. If you want to kiss your fucking Pokemon cards with garbage on them when nobody's looking, that's fine. I don't really care. I just like talking shit. I don't care about Pokemon. I don't care about you. Admit it, it's me. I'm the reason you want to quit. Jupple says with his membership message, once they ravage the reserve list, is there anything left to milk at that point? I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know where the train ends and crashes into a cliff, bro. I have no concept, right? I have no idea. There's people who are like, they've successfully kept the game going this long, so they'll keep it going forever. And it's like, bro, the first 25 years of Magic were relatively stable. The last 5 to 6 years have been fucking smoking the... Oh, wait. No, I guess you do it like this. Smoking that crack rock, right? Like, it's just been insanely different. What they're doing is unsustainable, random IP fucking garbage. Just nuttiness. They got away with double Masters $100 packs. Yeah, but this is a different beast. This is a different beast. So, I don't know, man. $50 to me, I think is too much. It's not too much to give to me. I love me some $50. But, you know, Richard knows. So, but no, for those packs, $50 would probably still have garnered a pretty big gross reaction from people. $10 all day, every day. $25, you're riding the line. You're riding the line. $25 for regular packs, and then $100 for collectors packs, right? Richard White, you only gave $49.99. You're right. Fuck you. I ain't worth $50, you fucking piece of shit. Where's the rest of my money? You think you're a person, but you're a piece of garbage that belongs on a fucking Pokemon card. Fuck you for contradicting me, and fuck you for not giving me enough money, you bastard. All right? How about that? How about that? That's right. That's right, Wizard. Wizards can go back on that reserve list stuff anytime they want. They literally said before they would never reprint any of the reserve list stuff. Not in any form, not with different backs or anything like that, not at the size of a regular Magic card. Rosewater, there's literally quotes of Rosewater saying it, right? So, but they did, because they were just like, whatever, fuck you, right? So they just want to let the dust die down, and then they're going to take another run at it. They will. Joshua, serialized stuff is an attempt to try and create like artificial collectability. Absolutely. They're just like, we've milked a lot of like reprint equity out of the game. So we only have, so like, as they reprint these cards, the value of them tank on the secondary market. Not every card, obviously. Some stayed up. Jeweled Lotus, Mana Crypt. But a lot of them crash into the dirt. Like Concordant Crossroads is never going to be a big expensive card again, right? That's why they did the reprint equity double dip on that, where they went Secret Lair, reprint it in Dominaria, and then boom, it's a dead duck pretty much forever, right? So they need to find ways to create juice, and serialized cards are a cheap, lazy way to create that juice. If I had to predict how many years Magic lasts until it dies, I have no idea. Man. I literally have no concept, right? There are some people who are like, Wizards won't even last 5 years. There's some people who think that Magic will go on forever. I've been around with Magic for a long time, and I'm biased to think, like, it depends on what your definition of the, like, what is the death of Magic? Is the death of Magic about, like, almost nobody playing it? Is it Wizards doesn't make the product anymore? Is it that people don't play it at all anymore? Because those are different answers, right? They'll still be people playing Magic for decades after Wizards of the Coast stops producing cards. Magic is big enough and has enough fans. Other games have gone on without the company who makes them making cards. So Magic in that sense will go on for the rest of our lives, essentially. But from a production standpoint, how long will Magic stay a relevantly big game? Who knows? In the last few years, they've made a mad dash to obliterate the game's identity and ratchet prices up super high without what's it called? What am I saying here? Oh, I got brain damage myself here. I got a tumor in my brain. So they've obliterated Magic's identity. They're still in the process of doing that. They've been trying to extract as much cash as possible, making Magic cost like 2.5 times what it used to. And the card quality is abysmally bad. Design is so rushed that they literally don't test things and break multiple formats accidentally. Do you know what I mean? Like, everything is a fucking shit show now. The reality is, almost nobody will be here when Magic dies. nobody will be around to watch Magic die except maybe me, right? I'll be like Astinus in the fucking Dragonlance. You know, the chronicler of everything, where he's there at literally the end of the world when Rastlin is casting down the gods and he's still recording history. So most people will be gone, right? Richard, your internet is lagging, but I'm worth it. Well, thanks, buddy. I wasn't worth 50 though. Only $49.99. Ashmead, you messaged me a bunch of info about the situation. All right, I will take a look at it later, bro. So I don't know where Magic dies, really. Juppel Super Chat says, what Magic crossover has been the most egregious, and what would be the worst possible IP crossover ever? Well, the Magic crossovers are, it's like based on what you like. For me, I think like Fortnite is the fucking dumbest one, with the llamas and all this other crap and rocket launchers, and it's just a blatant, hey kids, hey fellow kids, we're cool too. Fortnite. Like that one, I would say. There's ones that fell apart. They wanted to do a Harry Potter one with Strixhaven, fell apart. They wanted to do a Minecraft one with Lost Caverns of Ixalan, which, by the way, the Minecraft set wasn't meant to be set on Ixalan, but the crossover fell through, so they went, shit, you know what? We're going to replace that with the Jurassic Park crossover. Now you got to shove all of the Minecraft stuff into Ixalan. Put it in the middle, in the center. Hollow Earth Theory. Okay, here we go. It's in the center. Why didn't it affect the world before? Shut up, idiot. Buy it. You know? So it's hard to say automatically what is the worst crossover, but like Fortnite is the one that jumps to my brain, so I'm gonna go with Fortnite. Olivier, you opened a Modern Horizons 3 collector box, $650, you got fucked. That sucks, bro. That's rough. I'd be pissed, man. Spending a lot of money and not feeling like you got your value's worth is a bad feel. Like, I honestly, I've never bought a $650 box and feel like I got hosed. But I agreed to a sponsorship for Grand Archive, and I didn't realize that almost all the money that I'm getting out of it was going to be eaten up by the hotel costs. So I know what it's like to get financially fucked, buddy. I was literally looking at it going, maybe I could sleep on the streets or something, you know? Like, because it's, sometimes you make bad choices. Sometimes you make bad choices. That's right, Wizard. Card quality is terrible right now. It's awful. It's awful. My Little Pony, the My Little Pony stuff was done in silver bordered. So anything that was done in silver bordered does not cause, like, that's not regular world Magic. Ever since they ditched the silver bordered concept, and like the Fortnite secret layer wouldn't have been silver bordered anyways. For me, it's Fortnite. For me, it's Fortnite. Absolutely. Because, yeah, it just screams, hey, children. Damn, man. Heavy Metal, that's right. You got hosed on your Legends pack and then hit by a hurricane. You're having a rough time. Purge, you need a Rick and Morty crossover? Anything's possible. I mean, it tends to need to be a current property that's ongoing. So unless they have more Rick and Morty stuff they're doing, that greatly decreases the chances. And the whole Justin Roiland controversy as well puts a big spike in that wheel. So I wouldn't count on it. But Wizards of the Coast has no morals, right? They banned their Crusade card, the one that featured the Templars, because they were like, hey, we're banning a card from 30 years ago to show we're good and we care about people. We believe this Crusade card that shows the Knight Templars is wrong and bad and evil, so we're banning it. Okay. By the way, would you like to buy some Assassin's Creed cards? Oh, I don't know. What do you have in there? Well, we've got the Knight Templars that you can play in an unlimited amount in your deck. Sorry, Knight Templars. You mean like the guys on the Crusade card that you banned because of things? Hey, listen, we banned that because we weren't selling it, so we could look like good people, but we're not good people. We don't give a shit about you, right? We'd let you die in the gutter for a quarter, 25 cents, and we'll let you die in a gutter. Who cares? As long as we can give that money to our shareholders, die in a gutter, bitch. You know, like that's the reality of Wizards of the Coast, man. Do I think rumors are true that Lord of the Ring Commander decks are coming to Costco? It could absolutely happen. They're dumping the what's it called? God, my brain wants to say Fortnite. I already said it too. Good Lord, Fallout. They're doing the Fallout ones right now. So there's no reason it couldn't be Lord of the Rings, bro. There's no reason. No reason. Marvel crossovers, yeah, it's probably going to do well. Olivier, for a dude with so many brain tumors, every once in a while you say something that makes sense. D&D had a Rick and Morty crossover, yeah, but they had it before the controversy, and when Rick and Morty was more of a thing, and the version they did was a pussified version too, right? Silent Hill? Yeah, Dustmorn would have been the time for that, Pokechosen, 100%. Breakstop, you bought some March of the Machine Commander decks on Costco's website and they came with boosters too? Alright. Alright. I remember in passing they've done some of these before, but the Fallout one, this is the one where I decided it was time to talk about it, especially since it's happening in Canada now too. Jess, somebody made people go to work at their company and the hurricane was coming. 6 people died. He had to give an apology and you could tell he didn't give a shit. Of course he doesn't give a shit. If you force your employees to come to work during a hurricane, I'd just be like, no, fuck you, right? Like, I never gave a shit about the companies that I worked for because I knew they didn't fucking care about me. So I would fake my own doctor notes and fucking lie to them and just do whatever. I did not give a flying fuck. And every time they tried to do that whole family thing, I'm like, yeah, I don't care about this place. Are you kidding me? I don't give a shit. You don't fucking care about me. This whole family thing only cuts one way. That is a bludgeon you use to manipulate people into doing what you want, but it never cuts the other way. If I need a week off, it'll just be like, no, fuck you, come in or you're fired. So eat my ass. Do I have a box of Magic 30 from the intro? Hell yeah, I do. It was provided by James P. James P hooked me up with this and also helped the game store that I went to out because this is something they were stuck with. So yeah, I still got it right here. And I opened the packs. Millmaster, I disagree. If you go to work in a hurricane, it's not 100% on you. The employer that fucking made you feel like you wouldn't be able to support your fucking family, like for real. It's not smart to go in, but there's absolutely no reason to go. The fucking owner who said you have to come into work is completely blameless in this situation. Fuck off with that shit, bro. 100%. There are people who fucking aren't that bright. There are people who are just fucking struggling to get by and they need their fucking paychecks, man. So it's all on them. No, it's on the fucking owner too. It absolutely is. You're responsible for your own fucking health and safety, but at the same time, being a piece of fucking garbage who tells people to come in during a hurricane is fucking awful. That is awful. You don't give a shit about these people at all. They're just numbers to you. I don't care if you die. I just want money. That's fucking insane. Not valuing human life is insane. So there's no way you just blame the people that it happened to. That's fucking crazy. That's crazy to me. Was I born with 3 buttons like that? Listen, my body has changed. I've become the beast with 2 fronts, Blue Cats. Okay? All right? I'm different than the man you once knew, okay? Richard, you're tempted to buy one from your local store. The guys are great in there. It's limited now. It helps. Like, who's going to buy that? And if it makes you happy, get it. Who cares? Like, at the end of the day, the ones at the LGSs don't benefit Wizards at all. Wizards of the Coast had to pull the product from sale, and then they still had to send them to the game stores for free. So the game stores that have them unless they bought them from somebody else somehow, got them for free. So buying it from the store, you're still giving the double fingers to Wizards, right? So go for it, man. Go for it. Michael Vloggy Super Chat says, unpopular opinion, I liked Magic 30th. Price aside, seeing old school cards with the modern frames are pretty sweet. Yeah, actually, I opened the packs and divorced the concept of opening the packs from the obscene way that Wizards handled things. And I enjoyed going through the old school cards. So I feel the same way that you do, bro. It's absolutely fine to enjoy Magic 30. There are people who tried to tell me when I had the box, you have to burn it, you have to destroy it. And I said, no, I don't. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to open the packs and fucking enjoy them. And there's not a fucking thing you can do about it, right? Some people got really tweaked about that. It's like, fuck you. I don't know you shit. I've been decrying this product all along. Wizards didn't make a fucking penny from it. This helped the game store that I go to. You can suck my fucking nuts. I don't have to fucking do what you tell me to, right? There was like somebody who destroyed a bunch of the cards. And then people said, you kept the expensive cards. You have to destroy them too. And he came back and like apologized and whatever. And it's like, no, you don't have to listen to the people in the comments and have them tell you what to do. Suck my fucking balls. Feel me blow in your mouth. And maybe then I'll listen to your fucking opinion. Otherwise, shut your fucking worthless yap. You don't get to dictate what I do, all right? Unless you know what my dick tastes like, you don't get to dictate what I do. And even then, all you can do is make a polite request. I sucked your dick. Can I ask something nicely? Yes, you may. Mr. Jupples Super Chat says, hope to be back for live streams again as I witness the downward spiral of the one format I care about. In the meanwhile, Fimney numbers? What the hell's Fimney numbers? I don't know. Either way, you're the double 69, man. You just 69'd dick off the board. We got some fat dicks swinging in tonight. Thanks for the super chat, big boy. I appreciate it. 69, and feeling fine. Mr. Jupple showing you how it's done. Getting juppled. That's right, I got 2 belly buttons, Blue Cats. That's right. Meanwhile, funny numbers. It was a typo. Fair enough. Fair enough, Jupple. You're forgiven. Typos, when you're giving me a fat super chat, you're allowed to make mistakes. That's acceptable. That's acceptable. Hairball, there's no financial incentive for Wizards to acknowledge 93-94. Why would they? Why would they? Doesn't make any sense. They only care about money. How are they going to make money off 93-94 when they can't touch reserve list stuff? Wizards will acknowledge what makes them money, and that's it. They don't give a shit about your feelings. They don't give a shit about your fun. All they care about is your funds, right? Slap a D onto fun. All they care about is the D, bro. Giving you the D. Taking your fun, giving it the D, changing it into funds. Hand it over. Hand it over. Olivier, you already blew your load on a $650 collector box. You'll be the board captain next time. Fair enough, buddy. If I had just had a $650 mega loss, I would also be reticent. So hopefully you'll survive long enough with all the many, many, many brain tumors you have to be able to be lord of the board once again. You got to get 5 wins. You got to get 5 wins so that you get 5 wins in here in the box of glory. And then you get to be a mega glorier. Habanero got his 4th win last night. He is 1 win away from actually making it to the role of mega glory. And there's a bunch of epic people already on there. So, cheers! Cheers to the lords of the board who have made it into the box of glory. You guys rule. Every once in a while, I just pull them out and look at them. It's funny too, when people leave stupid comments, quit your channel, you suck, get off YouTube. And then I just go like this and I'm like, huh. Look at each of these represents A fucking live stream where somebody became Lord of the Board and people love what I'm doing so much that they fucking throw super chats at me, join the membership, love my videos. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna stop because you said so. Oh wait, that's right. Fuck you. I'm never gonna stop. You know when I'll stop? When I'm fucking dead. That's it, baby. That's it. I'll be here till I'm fucking dead. Okay? That's the deal. I don't give a shit what anybody says. I ain't stopping, can't stop, won't stop. But yeah, that's it. I got a shelf full of all kinds of awesome stuff that people have sent me. I've got a box full of fan letters, all the little Amazon inserts, right? Like people helping me out left, right, and fucking center. We got fucking Zircon going, yo, I know you want to make movie videos with your lady, but the microphones you want suck. So get these, bro. Get these. And then he just makes it fucking happen. Because Zircon's got a big fat ball bag, right? But not in a medically bad way. In a medically impressive way. Haribo, do I think Wizards will make better reserve list cards? Absolutely. But first, they reprint the reserve list. Then they power creep the reserve list. You don't do it in the other order, right? They're not gonna make an Ancestral Recall for 4 until they've milked the Ancestral Recall for Tree, you know? Habanero, I know, buddy. I know you just super chat because you fucking want to support me. You weren't trying to be full on like Lord of the Board goodness, but yeah, I put your 4th win in the book last night. I saw that because I thought you were already at 4, and I'm like, oh shit, is Habanero making it out of the box? I was excited, and then I saw, okay, now he's at 4. I'm like, well, the excitement resumes, right? So you'll be there. You will get there. Millmaster, you know what? I agree with you that people who got their reserve list cards through playing back in the day are way more likely to hang on to them than sell them. People who bought the reserve list because they think Wizards will never reprint it specifically bought it to sell it. So why would they do anything else, right? I definitely agree with that. Thompson, Shadowverse. Oh, that's a digital game with big titted whores, right? Right? I think that I saw that. Oh. Oh, it's a TCG now, is it? Okay. All right, fair enough. What up, Geronimo? It popped up on TCG Player. Fair enough. Shadowverse is fun. I guess the digital version is a card game as well. Jubble, you just donate to fuel my pork addiction? Hell yeah, buddy. I do like me some bacon. Let's be real. It is every single day. When I'm logging my food in my food logging app, I just pick it up and it's like same as yesterday. I'm like, sure is. Every day, bacon and eggs. That's how I keep my dick big and strong, bro. Richard, if reserve list cards plummet in price, you're buying everything you can. Well, at a certain point, it feels like an inevitability, right? So, why does Wizards struggle to make Magic into a TV series movie? Well, the reason that they didn't get to make a movie in the past is because Wizards of the Coast got to make a Dungeons and Dragons movie, and they fucked it up really badly and made garbage that is still very watchable and enjoyable, but is a terrible movie. Let's be real. So it flopped horribly. They did so badly with the D&D movie. I want you to understand. Think about this for a second. Dungeons and Dragons, you can have this big epic world. Magic the Gathering, you can have this big epic world. D&D failed so hard that Hasbro was like, we need to make a movie out of one of our properties. And they were just like, don't touch Wizards of the Coast. They're fuck-ups. Instead, we'll make one based on Battleship with the little plastic boats where you go, C4? Oh, you sunk my battle goop, right? Like, they made that into a movie before they would let Wizards make another movie. So it's only in the current era now where Wizards has a chance. The D&D movie came out. It didn't make enough money, but it wasn't a terrible movie. But it did not make enough money, so it's not considered a success. And the Netflix stuff is just going through production hell, where they went through producer after producer, and then it was like nobody was working on it. One of the voice actors said the project was completely fucking dead. And then out of nowhere, Netflix goes, announcing the Magic the Gathering show. But like, give it 2 years, it's going to be canceled again. I would be astounded. I would be astounded to see it actually make it through production hell. 3 or 4 different producer groups were in on it and gave up on it. They threw away all the voice acting and all the scripts that they already had completed. They had it all done. They had all the scripts written, all the voice acting done, and they threw it in the fucking trash. So bear in mind that we're talking about Netflix here and Wizards of the Coast together. So it's going to have dumb political bullshit. Like that stupid movie Atlas, where I literally turned it off after a mech walked up. You know, like a Gundam? They've got like Gundam mechs in it. And so the guy talks about, what are we going to do with it? And then the Gundam mech comes up and goes, I have pronouns, respect them. And I was just like, I cannot drink enough bleach to make me watch this movie. I cannot huff enough gas to brain damage myself enough to watch this movie. So whatever they make will be ham-fisted political garbage filled too, on top of having current era garbage bullshit writing and being incoherent nonsense. That's my prediction. So I strongly believe the show won't make it, and if it does make it, it's going to be a dumpster fire that I will heavily shit on. Zircon says, studios want to make stuff for big audiences. It has to have appeal outside of Magic fans, and it will inevitably suck. Yeah, that's true. In the current, think about it. Think about the current world where nothing new is created. We never get anything new, it feels like. Everything is a rehash or a redo or a spin-off or a reboot or inspired by. Like, there are so few unique properties now. It's all just shit we know, right? Watch Red Letter Media's, one of the recent videos is called What Are Next? And Mike and Jay just stand there talking about show and movies that are all based on just shit that already exists. Hey, Haribo, yeah, exactly. You said the same thing I did, buddy. 100%. 100%. Ashmead, you watched about half the Battleship movie in the theater before realizing it was the game. I can't imagine that the movies helped the game sell at all. You know what I mean? Like, I really like that movie about aliens that land in the water and fight against battleships. We got Rihanna in it. Shine bright like a diamond. Okay, then. Right? The marketing for the latest D&D movie they made was terrible and did the movie no justice. It was actually pretty good. Movie is all right. It did have a bunch of their stupid political crap shoved in there. And you have the people in charge of it going, we love emasculating our male heroes and stuff. And it's just like, as soon as the movie started out, you have Loot Boy. And it's like, Loot Boy, don't worry. The big, strong woman will take care of you with the barbarian. And then, like, the orc guy gets up and he's like, never been in prison with a woman before. So the movie's screaming at you. Yes, I'm a stupid movie. Yeah, the reason you've never been in a prison before with women is because they don't put women in prison with the men. And you've literally, clearly been in a bunch of prisons, which means that they just did this to have a, she's even tougher than the orc scene. Oh, and you're just like, but we all know that they wouldn't be put in the same prison because nobody else is. And they separate men and women and don't throw them together. But no, she's really strong and good and beefy. And it's like, okay, then sure. Also, she's in love with a tiny little man, and she's a big beefy woman who you don't really buy during the course of the movie. And then they just have a bunch of lazy shit. So they've got their political garbage wedged right into that movie. A bunch of it was forgettable. It did have some cool shit, though. The mirror portal setup with the, like, stagecoach, that part was dope. The transformation sequence at the beginning was obnoxious, where she kept transforming into things so they could make it look cool on the screen, but it makes her an idiot. Why did you turn into a person and start walking down the hall in the armor when you could just be something small evading everybody's look? And it's like, so she could do the last minute transformation when the guy's going to sweep her head off. And it's like, she's not even looking in his direction. Yeah, but like it looks cool because he missed. Yeah, but it makes her an idiot. Don't worry though. Later on, like when Buddy goes, oh, we're going to have another plan. So you make your plans to fail? Ha ha, you stupid smarmy bitch. It's logical to have backup plans. No backup plans because that's planning for failure. Shut up, idiot. You're a fucking clown. Oh, but have fun running out to your sister women and saving her in a power moment. It's just, they've got a bunch of that crap fucking shoved in there. And it's like, good job. You can do whatever you want if you write it well, but guess what? They don't write it well. So that movie was fucking half jank. Like the bridge, the fucking bridge. If you take one step wrong, this bridge will fall. Watch me. I'm going to do all these moves. You just got to match them. Oops, I accidentally knocked the bridge down. So you're telling me this bridge doesn't reset and anybody ever stepping on it once knocks it down. How is it up then? How is it up? How is this bridge up? Fuck you. I have a brain movie. Go fuck yourself. You wanted to have a fun moment. Oh, look, it's a bridge and he made it fall down. Okay, idiot. Why is the bridge... Nobody has ever come by this bridge. Nobody has ever sprung this trap. Either that's the case, which makes no fucking sense for where we are, or it resets, and guess what? None of that fucking matters. So, movie, right? So yeah, it was all right. It was all right. It had a bunch of fucking dumb moments, right? Where you're just like, so all the gold is pouring from the sky and all these peasants aren't getting crushed to death, like trampling over each other for money, all being let out of the city and stuff? Sure. The zombie cloud is not, it didn't really get them. Okay, all right then. Sure. This all makes sense. Whatever. And like, we gotta have the evil woman die at the end. And like, it's just like, if she can transform herself into anybody, why did she even need Hugh Grant? Like, what was the purpose of that? Shut up. Shut up, idiot. Don't like look at what we do and then go, well, if you could do that, why? Also, if you have this special fucking resurrection tablet that can only be used once, oh, we found this special tablet of resurrection. Okay. So magic items can be fucking duplicated. Take it to high-level priests so they can figure this shit out. Are there no fucking clerics in this movie at all? So just take it to the priests so they can create more of these and you can just bring other people back. And it's like, no, who cares? Who fucking cares? Even though this could help shit tons of people, who cares? There's other stuff about the movie too that tweaked my ball bag, but I can't remember it off the top. Jupple, I need to do more movie reviews. Well, don't worry about that. I'm literally going to have a movie review channel where me and Carly separately review movies. And since we're on the subject, if you haven't already seen it, let me grab the link. I literally have an 1.5 hour long movie review video that I did with Carly where we reviewed 3 different horror movies and I angrily ranted a whole bunch. So let me grab the link for that. Oh my God, it was Longlegs. Longlegs is so stupid. Longlegs is such a stupid movie. It's so dumb. It doesn't make any sense. There you go. I'm gonna pin that to the top. So yeah, more movie reviews will be coming. It's absolutely gonna happen. Raven, yep, there was way too much garbage girl boss nonsense. Now, let's be very clear. I want people to understand that you can do whatever you want if it works. So, for example, the movie The Old Guard has Charlize Theron as the leader of this gang of essentially immortals. And guess what? She fits the bill. She works fine as a strong lady boss. It fits the movie. It's written in a way where it works. It doesn't feel ham-fisted. I miss the days where representation wasn't just a word and you actually had genuine character. Like there's this gay assassin in the Borgias, and the fucking character, he's a really deep character, and that is not the defining aspect of his character, but it obviously plays a role in a number of decisions that he makes that are important, which makes sense. It's not everything he is, but it's an important part of him, and it absolutely factors into the story in a way that feeds into the story and the character. It's not just there to go, this is you or something, see? So you gotta like it. It's like, oh, we wrote an actual three-dimensional person, and this is one of their aspects. That's how I like it. That's how I like it, right? They got a character in Muscle, the anime Muscle, and he's a fucking dude and a chick. He's both. He turns into one or the other. And guess what? It works because they put the effort in to make it work. All I want is a good story. I remember when Elminster got turned into a chick, and then he learned fucking life from a different aspect. Fell in love with the man. My star wanted him to fucking broaden his perspectives. And he did, right? You can do anything you want to do. All you have to do is write a good story. That's it. That's literally it. I don't watch this kind of movie. I don't watch this kind of movie. I don't watch this kind of movie mentality with any of that. I have I'm going to pay attention to your characters. I'm going to pay attention to your story. It needs to make sense, because whenever it doesn't make sense, my brain gets yanked out of your story and I just go, why? What? Why? Right? So that's the deal. Yeah, Private, you are correct. A lot of things rely on the visuals now, and it's empty noise, it feels like. It's empty noise. What up, Thrifty? What up, Big? Yeah, Haribo, that is one of the weaknesses they have. A lot of problems, they don't know how to elevate people in their own stories and make them feel like genuinely powerful, good characters. So they have to weaken, like, I found it's like with the show The 100, where it's like they basically have the women act like men and have the men be weaker and dumber. And then you just go, well, this doesn't echo the real world, right? Like you can't ignore reality and just go, well, this chick can beat up this dude. He's fucking ripped. She's got noodle arms. Give her a baton. Give her something. Make her a knife expert or something. You gotta have, this guy is a ripped, muscled warrior. He's not somebody who's like, has no muscle, has no combat experience, and then the smaller chick actually has combat training. Sure, you need something to bridge the gap, or else your brain just goes, it doesn't make sense. You see two people run into a room. The guy goes to hold the door, and the tiny little chick goes and rips a giant metal pipe off the wall. Really? Really? No. The 100 was hella dumb. They're like, what if we name our main character Clark and just have her act like a man? And it's like, that doesn't work. It doesn't work. You don't make women powerful by robbing them of what makes them women. That's insane. It's nonsense. It's nonsense. So, good storytelling. We've had plenty of powerful ladies in the past, right? Somebody mentioned, what's her name? Sarah Connor from fucking Terminator. You got fucking Sigourney Weaver. You got Sigourney Weaver in Aliens. You got the old smoking mom in fucking Kung Fu Hustle or whatever. Like, you can totally have strong lady characters. I welcome it. I welcome it. I welcome well-written characters. That's it. That's it. Shitty stories are fucking shitty. And dumb political garbage being crammed on top of it because it needs to be in there. And then you end up with the Doctor Strange movie where you're there for Doctor Strange, but instead you get to follow along with fucking a chick named America who is going to condescend and scold Doctor Strange. And he also can't be the Sorcerer Supreme. It's got to be fucking Wang. And you're just like, what is this? This is almost as bad as Loki, where in the middle of the show you just went, actually the show's about this chick. And it's just like, what? She's also a Loki, so you gotta like her now, because she's like the Loki you like, except you've seen her do nothing, and she has no flaws. So watch her do all kinds of awesome stuff while the Loki you like gets kicked in the fucking balls and sucks his thumb under a little comfy blanket he summoned up for them. And you're just like, how does anybody enjoy this? Like, I'm here for Loki, the clever, suave, devilish god who is roguish and likable, but not the greatest person. He has his own ambitions. He's not completely evil, but he definitely ain't a good guy. And then they're just like, okay, so we're going to have a frumpy little fucking security guard, like, just beat him up right away. And it's like, what? Yeah, and he's just going to be a little bitch the whole show. Oh. But then, don't worry, there'll be a lady Loki who kicks ass. And it says, like, this is the worst. Who thought this was a good idea? It's so shitty. It's so shitty. So, yeah, man, I want a good story. I want a good story. That's the deal. Give me a good time. Give me a good time. Give me a good story. Like, things have changed so much that I was surprised in The Beekeeper when the lady beekeeper showed up and he just fucking dummied her. And I was just like, oh, this feels realistic. Holy shit. Okay. Yeah. Look at her size. Look at his size. They both have the equal training, but she's a maniac crazy who hasn't been doing it nearly as long. Advantage him, right? My biggest complaint about The Beekeeper is a hilariously specific one, and that is the scam call center that they show in the movie is glitzy and glamorous, and everybody there is having a good time, and it's just like, call centers are hell. I've been in them. The only reason that I wasn't fucking, like, totally mind-fucked by them was the fact that I did not give a flying fuck about being there. So I did what I wanted, and I was amazing at sales, so they just let me do what I wanted. I would sit in the fucking back and play games on the computer and listen to music, and new people would come in and try the same shit and get fired for it. Because it's just like, they'd be like, what? He gets to do it? And they all just were like, I'm not saying nothing. I got to do a lot more because I could fucking sell. And I didn't give a shit about what the people in charge. Every time somebody tried to show dominion over me with their management, I showed them I didn't give a fuck. Oh, you're going to sit down and listen to me make calls? Okay, watch this. The one boss sits down with me to listen to me make calls. So I make a sale and then unmake it with her on the phone, right? Just talk somebody into it. And then I say everything you need to get somebody to not buy it, but I'm still not breaking any rules. And so she's like, why are you sandbagging sales? I'm like, I'm not sandbagging sales. I'd like you to tell me what I said wrong on that call. What did I say that was not correct? I went through the process. I told him about the product, and then I confirmed whether he wanted to buy it or not. And he said no. So go ahead. You're here to coach me. Coach me. She had nothing to say. Fuck you, I'm untouchable, bitch. Right? So whatever. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? So she fucked off and left me alone. Another one's doing her pre-shift, like, just right over here. And she's fucking talking to her team. And I'm here talking to a fucking cutie. And she goes, Hatcher! I turn around. Yeah? It's like, do you mind? I'm trying to do pre-shift. I looked back at her. I'm like, do you mind? I'm trying to pick up. And I went back to talking to the cutie. And her whole fucking team laughed at her. There was the one guy, we were friends, and then he became a manager. And I went to the bathroom, and I come back from the bathroom, and he's like, Mr. Hatcher, where were you? Saying it loudly for everyone. And I just went, excuse me? And he fucking leaned in. He's like, please don't do this to me. Please don't do this to me. And I said, don't you fucking ever talk to me like that again. Right? And then I just went and sat down. Like, fuck you, idiot. Right? I remember when he tried to fucking... He was doing this other fucking thing for everybody, talking about, you got to be back on time. I don't care. There's no excuse. And I'm like, the doors are if the elevators aren't working, these doors are locked from the fucking inside, so we can't get in. And he's like, if the doors are locked, come see me. And I'm like, okay, sure. I'll just phase through the locked doors that we can't get through to come and see you. That makes sense. You know, like... The guy who's in charge of the entire fucking call center would come up and he'd be like, okay, we've got a goal for everybody to go home. We need to get 60%. That's this many sales. And in my head, I'd immediately go, that's not 60%. That's 64%. So then I'd call it out. I'm like, actually, 60% is this amount, right? And then he fucking went and had to change the number on the board in front of everybody. You said 60%, right? That guy tried to fucking catch me for smoking ganj behind the building. This guy in charge of the place fucking trying to catch me for smoke, blazing up behind the building. Me and this other guy go down into the stairwell. We're smoking a J together. By the way, other people are the weak link. Do that on your own if it's going to get you in trouble at work. So we're out back smoking, and I have no idea, just like a fucking, I don't believe in psychic sense, but it's the closest thing when my brain went, put out the J right now, put out the J right now. So I flipped it around and fucking stuck it against my coat pocket so it would go out, right? And then I had it tucked between my fingers. And buddy, fucking operations manager standing up at the top of the stairs, he's like, you guys on an authorized break? And I'm like, yup. And then he said something about smoking. I was like, no smoke, no fire, buddy. And so one of the managers who was cool and not a fucking bitch came up to me and slid a note into my pocket going, he was down on his fucking hands and knees searching for the fucking what was left of your joint and he's trying to nail you. And the other guy that I work with, he comes up to me, right? And he goes, okay. He's like, here's what we're going to do. We're going to tell him that we did it because my dog died. And I said, no, here's what we're going to do. We're going to say we didn't fucking do it because the smell doesn't mean shit, right? It doesn't mean anything. So this guy gets taken into the back to get talked to first. And then I get taken into the back. And the guy who's in charge of this call center wants to be a cop. So he's like, I know how to do this interrogation style stuff. So he was like, what's going on, Mr. Hatcher? I just leaned back in my chair. I'm like, what's going on, Carl? You know? And then he's just like, I'll tell you what's going on. I find two of my agents in the back of the building down in a stairwell, and there's the smell of marijuana in the air. Are you going to try and tell me that came over here from the park? And I said, I didn't smell anything, guy. He fucking slams his hand down on the table. Don't insult my intelligence. I'm sure that you know that I can't search you, kind of thing. And I just gave him a nod like, yeah, right? And so he just starts fucking talking some shit. Look, we can't have our agents smoking blah, 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 blah. And I'm just looking at him. And then he goes, other guy said you did it. And I had a slight physical tell where my shoulders drooped a little, right? My shoulders drooped a little. And then that was it though. I didn't admit shit. So I was just like, whatever. And then boom, walked out of the room. And the funny thing is that ops guy, me and him were on like somewhat friendly terms. So it wasn't like a really adversarial thing, but he wanted to be a cop. So the whole like, I'm going to get you kind of thing, all of it. It was like a game to him. So when we were done in the room and going back out to the floor, I was like, yo, did he really tell you? And he's like, no, but you just did. And I'm like, well, bro, how about this? What if I said that me and him were gay and we wrote back making out and that you saw us and freaked the fuck out, right? What if I said that me and him were hooking up and you lost your mind over it? How about that, right? Who else was there? What else you got to say, kind of thing? And he just got this spooked look in his eye. Like, oh, you want to play chess, motherfucker? You don't even know. You want to play this game right now? What if I said that we were fucking grabbing each other's junk down in the stairwell and making out, bro? Right? Now, oh, where's the proof? Sorry, you said that we were smoking herb? I think it's hate mongering that you're doing, bro. And so, like, it freaked him out. It was perfect. So I never gave a shit, man. Fuck you. You can't manage me. What you can do is leave me alone and let me do my banger job. You'll always be happy with my numbers. I'm the person that you guys copy. You literally took what I said and wrote it down as a script to give to everybody. And you're going to come and fucking coach me on how to sell. For real. You're here to coach me on how to sell? Fuck all the way off. You know? So yeah, man, I never cared. I remember the one chick, and she's just like, we're taking you into the side room kind of thing. Okay, let's go. Go into the side room, and she's like, you said you'd never do X. I can never remember what the thing it was, but I remember everything else. So you signed a paper saying you'd never do X, and I'm like, okay, I'd like to see that piece of paper, please. Because in my head, I'm like, I never fucking signed anything that said that. So she goes and gets the paper and reads it out and goes, blah, blah, blah. And X was one of the items on the list. And then I was like, I'd like to see that paper, right? And so she fucking took it from her. And she's just like sitting there as I read it. And I'm like, it doesn't say X on here. I can't believe you're just making shit up. But here's the thing. Watch this. And I pointed up at the clock. I'm like, the only reason I made you get the fucking paper is because it was 5 minutes to lunch and I didn't want to go back on the phones. So watch this. Even though I've caught you, I signed the write-up and threw it back at her like I agreed with it. Here you go. And from that point on, she didn't want anything to do with me. It's fucking funny. It's just like, you're not going to feel like a manager when you deal with me. I'm not going to straighten up and fly right, and I can literally call you on your own shit, right? I got caught violating the do not call stuff, too, in a hilarious way, because I didn't give a fuck. I got taken into the back once. The one guy said I had a fucking bad attitude. The one manager said I had a bad attitude because he's a fucking prick, and I don't put up with people's shit because I don't give a fuck. Do you think I care, buddy? They tried to get me to take your job, but I'm not stupid enough to become a fucking call center team manager to wrangle a bunch of idiots. But yeah, go ahead and think you're fucking better than me. So he tells the chick in charge, the lady who was like pretty much the same level as the ops manager, he has a bad attitude, blah, blah, blah. So she takes me in the back and she's like, we got to talk about your bad attitude. And by the end of the conversation, she was apologizing that the company hadn't been challenging me enough and fucking took me off the phones to coach people for a couple of weeks. So like, it's always hilarious to me. It's like, let me get this straight. I'm in trouble, but you're just going to give me the ability to say whatever I want to you. Like, you know how fucking persuasive I am, right? Okay, let's go. Especially if it's one-on-one. It's fucking hilarious. It's like, you're fucked. You're not going to win this because I don't care about this job. I'm smarter than you, and I'm slicker than you. Hey, speaking of slick, Cypher's Basement says, what if I was doing my taxes down there, over there? What if that's what I was doing? Thanks, Cypher. What if you were doing your taxes down there? Me and Buddy would still be kissing and making out. So yeah, like, whatever, man. I didn't care. I didn't fucking care. So the worst thing you can do is fire me from a job I hate, right? I don't have enough fucking self-esteem or discipline to look for a better job. Maybe you firing me will help me accomplish that. But if you think for a fucking second that I care about this fucking place, this shithole where I watch you grind people down into nothing, you're fucking high, bro. You're high. Mill Master, that's right, Mike Hatcher, ungovernable. Yeah, that's what I thought it was going to be. The delay on my phone getting messages is considerable. The Discord takes way longer to load on my phone. So yeah, I fucked around all the time, man. I just didn't care. I remember the one chick when my girlfriend was gone. She had moved to Toronto, and so I was fucking alone and feeling lonely. So there was the one girl at work who was nice. This was not a she wanted to hook up with me or anything. This was a pure friendship thing. But she's like, I know you're alone right now before you can go and be with her. So I just want to give you hugs now and then so that you feel all right. It was just a very nice gesture, right? So she would just occasionally give me hugs, which was awesome. I liked it. It was a very nice and human thing to do. And so the one manager was all just like, she's like coming to, I was like, yo, I need a hug. And then she's like, nobody goes anywhere. Sit down. And she's yelling at the chick. And I was like, don't worry about it. I'm coming to you. And I just got off the phone and walked right over to her and got my hug and went back to my seat. And then the boss went to her and went, you got to help me. Mike won't listen to me. And it's like, yeah, you're an idiot. You think that being a manager is being bossy and yelling at people. That's fucking stupid. And it doesn't work on me. I don't care about this place at all. At all. And I'm really good at my fucking job. I'm really good at it. I'm really good at sales. I'm really good at talking to people. I get rave reviews all the fucking time. When I worked in the one charity fucking call center, I literally would tell people I was in their fucking basement. So my coworker would be sitting beside me and I'd be like, I'm in your basement right now. I'm coming up to get you. And then I'd be like, what's that? You want to sponsor a second child, ma'am? You're amazing. And they're just looking over at me thinking I'm saying it to fuck with them. And then they'd watch me punch in the fucking credit card numbers and shit and go, what the fuck? Like, what? That's how it works, baby. That's how it fucking works. I said crazy shit to people and they loved it. I mean, that's what I do here too, right? So what's... Call centers are fucking hellholes, and I just fucked around in every single one, especially when I got to a certain threshold where I didn't care no more. But even when I still hadn't got to the point where I wanted their asses to fire me, I remember there was one awesome guy I worked with, and when we were sitting beside each other, we would fuck with people intentionally and then just hand the headphones over. You know, so it would just be like, Oh, I got headphones right here. So like that, you got the headphones, right? With the little mouthpiece. And then you just be like saying stuff to the ladies. Be like, I want to talk to a manager. And you just take your headphones off. Hey, check it out, bro. She wants a manager. And so we would do that for each other. I'd get on the phone and I'd be like, hello, ma'am. I'm the manager here. What can I do for you? And then oh, my word, ma'am. Well, rest assured, this will be dealt with swiftly. He will be escorted from the building within the hour, ma'am. I promise you that. And we just say ridiculous shit. When SARS was a thing, that's what we were saying to people instead of sorry. SARS about that. You know, it's like, you're calling me during my dinner. SARS about that. Like, it was just, we just did ridiculous nonsense all the time, man. All the time. Hilarious. Strange Signals Super Chat says, you turn a room into a creature. What are its types? Oh, you know what, buddy? That feels like, I feel like I've just turned a page in an adventure book where it's like, turn to page 42. You turn a room into a creature. What are its types? So, if I've turned a room into a creature, I'm going to say construct because it's been constructed out of the room. And that's it. That's it. Just construct because it's not going to have a job, right? That's it. You said types to throw me off. Just construct. Just construct. But if you want it to be like Duskmorn, you could go horror construct, right? If it's like that. Quick, do I have any inside sales tips? Nope. Not really. I just did my own fucking thing, so I didn't teach fucking sales classes or anything like that. So be fucking charming and funny. That's what I did. That's what worked for me, right? Don't give a shit. Don't take what people say personally. And just hit the numbers, man. It's a numbers game. That's what I realized when I was working in a call center, I developed my theory of hitting on women, where it went like, wait a minute, they've got all your stats on a screen in front of you, and it's like, number of sales attempts made, number of sales made, that was your conversion rate. And then I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, if it's just number of dates tried to acquire, number of dates actually gotten, conversion rate kind of thing, I'm like, why don't I apply that to women? So the more women I talk to, every no is just closer to a yes. And then I got a ton of yeses, man. I hit on a bunch of chicks in the call centers and they fucking loved it. You kidding me? You're stuck at a boring job for 8 hours, right? Straight? And I'm here saying all this fucking funny shit, man. There was the one chick she had a nice fucking body on her. And she just started like fucking lifting her shirt up and stuff just because of the fucking faces that I made in reaction to it and shit. And I'm just like, all right, sweet, fucking. I remember the one chick, I made fun of her for not. I'm like, you ain't got no titties, and she starts taking her shirts off, like, I'm gonna show you, and I'm like, oh, don't say anything now to fuck this up, right? And she had like, it was like wintertime, so she had like three shirts, like, and so by the time she was down to one shirt, she went, wait a minute, and I was like, damn it, it was so close, I was so close. Millmaster, there you go. Always be closing. Always be closing. Actually listen to what the person's saying, right? Don't just wait for your turn to make noise, right? Zircom, was it Mug Girl? No, I did meet Mug Girl at a call center. I didn't see any of her at the actual call center, right? She just threw herself at me pretty much right away, where she's listening to my calls going, if you make a sale in 3 calls, I'll let you touch my tits. And like, this chick was so hot. You have no idea. Like, she was fucking pretty. She was fucking pretty to the point where when they were lining people up to go and sit with salesmen, the guy who's in charge of the trainees is a friend of mine, right? So I see the chick. I basically do the math and see who's going to be sitting with me. And it's this old dude. And then right behind him is this smoking hot chick. So I'm just looking at him like, he just looks at me. He's like, huh? And I was like, and he fucking went. And so then he sent the fucking dude who was going to be sent to my seat to the next seat, sent her to my seat. And I'm just like, thanks, buddy, you know? So yeah, she says, I'll let you touch my tits if you make a sale in the next 3 calls. And I was like, holy shit. But then I didn't make a sale in the next 3 calls. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me, universe? I'm a good salesman. I'm a good salesman. I knock down these sales all day. These titties are on the line and it's no. But she just kept extending it, right? And as soon as she changed the amount of calls, my brain went, this is going down no matter what, right? And then that led to the amazingness of seeing her without clothes on. She was fucking fine. Like, this was back when I was 20 years old. And she was like fucking 18 and pristine. Literally the most amazing body that I have ever seen in person, right? And yeah, like literally just the craziest one I've ever seen. And then she had to go and piss in that fucking mug. I was totally willing to put up with the foot shit where she was like, keep your socks on. Feet weird me out. And I'm like, I don't care. I'm not trying to jam my feet in you. I don't give a fuck, right? At all. I'm like, okay, you're a bit of a fucking weirdo. I've never had a chick react like this before. I have normal feet, by the way. It wasn't like I have weird freak show feet. It was just straight up, I don't like feet. Don't take your socks. I'm like, okay, cool. Everything but the business socks because it's fucking business time. You know what I mean? Fine, whatever. And then she just goes, do you want to see something? And I'm like, yes, because I didn't know that the fucking could ever be a bad thing that would come after that fucking question in that scenario. You got a smoking hot chick that you've been waiting hours to fucking get your hands on. And then you're finally ready to go. And before you do anything, I didn't even touch her by that point. She had just fucking taken everything off. Do you want to see something? And I'm like, yeah, there's lots of things I want to see. And then she pisses in a fucking mug. Just in a fucking Kool-Aid mug, squatted down over it like she's a fucking cappuccino machine. Squirp. And it's just like, oh no. Oh no. And this is the complete reversal. What fucking gods did I piss off to make this happen? But I was just like, oh shit, I remember I have something I gotta do. Sorry, as I'm getting my clothes on, quickly. Just getting my clothes on, going, this is the fucking opening act? I am out of here. You know? Wild, bro. Wild. So yeah. That was probably the biggest reversal ever in my life. She's probably a single mom with crazy issues. Yeah, you're not wrong. She did. I saw her a year later and she was pregnant. And then she had a fucking kid. So yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And she was exceptionally dumb. She was not a smart girl. And the only time in my life I've ever laughed at a terrible joke. She made a joke that didn't even make sense, and she was so hot that I laughed at it. I've never done it since, and I wouldn't do it again. But I did, because 20-year-old Mike just was like, I couldn't believe it. She already said I was going to get squeezed on jugs. Now I'm laughing at a stupid joke. If I had known she was going to piss in a mug, son, I would have just been like, hey, chug it first, at least. You know what I mean? Let's get something out of this. Let's get something out of this shit. And yeah, I did. You're right. I did run into her as well, Theodore. I ran into her when I was drinking with a bunch of people from work and we wanted to blaze up and nobody had a lighter. And the one chick said, I got a lighter, but it's back at my place. And here's the thing. I live in a building where everyone just has rooms. And whenever I bring people over, or most of the time when I bring people over, there's this crazy chick who will come out and bring pictures of her and show them to the people that I bring over. And these pictures of her are humping on bed knobs and stuff. And I just started cackling. It's hilarious, right? And I've been drinking too. And it's also, yeah, I want to blaze, right? Yeah, I want to blaze. Let's go get this lighter. You're telling me we're going to get the lighter, have a session, and I'm going to get to meet some fucking weirdo in your building who shows pictures like this to people? Fuck yeah, let's go. So we go to her place, and it's this big stairwell going up, this big stairway. So we're like halfway up the stairwell, and sure enough, crazy chick is there. Opens the door, right? What does she say? Hi, Hatcher. And it's like, oh, hi, Mike, right? She didn't say Hatcher. She called me Mike. But she said my name. She said my name. And I was just like, oh, God, it's her. It's her. It's the mug pisser. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. But when she said, hi, Mike, one of the guys who was walking up the stairs with us went, like he started laughing, said, sorry, and he ran down the stairs and out the front door. So we got the lighter, and we went out, and we went back outside, and then Buddy was like, of course, we hear about the craziest bitch I've ever heard about. And of course, Hatcher already fucking knows her. And I'm like, fuck you, man, that's the mug pisser, bro, okay? And then I had to tell them that story. So, it's wild. It's wild. I got robbed. The universe robbed me. But hey, it stopped me from getting all tangled up with somebody that I did not want to be tangled up with. I try to stay away from crazy bitches on all the different spectrums. There was this one chick who was into me, and this was when I was like young enough that I hadn't even hooked up with the chick yet. So she could have been my first. But like, she put a razor blade between her hands and punched this other guy I know in the forehead. And her and this dude broke into an old lady's house and robbed her. And they fucking took her rings and broke her fingers while they were doing it. Like, I was like, no. Okay, great. Like, I'm spending the night here. This chick is here. They're leaving me alone with her. They're trying to get us all together. She's into me, all of it. And I'm just like, okay, I have to make this not happen, but also not upset this crazy chick. Good Lord. Good Lord. So yeah, I got better at picking women. Once I got like, when I was a teenager, I was bad at it. Once I got past being 20, by the time I was about 22, I had a much better system when it came to feeling them out and figuring out which ones were like a, hey, yeah, we can be friends. You're cool, whatever. Let's go have a smoke, but I ain't touching you. Not going to tell you that because I don't want to upset you, but that's how it's going to go. And then the other ones where it's like, oh yeah, game on, let's go, right? I also needed that amount of time to figure out, like, women have different signals than men. Men are way more direct, but if a chick comes from another room to introduce herself to you because she heard you talking or whatever, she's interested in you, bro. That's not just random politeness. That is, she's interested in learning more about you. That's why she is in here talking to you right now. Like, when I flash back through my life, there are a bunch of chicks I could have hooked up with that I didn't know in womanese they were screaming, get some! But I didn't understand womanese then, so I just thought a normal conversation. There was this one chick who was really into me. She was super into me, and my memory told me that she was like slightly above average looking. And when I went back to my high school reunion, when they did their 100th anniversary, which was pretty much like 20 some odd years for me, there was pictures of her there. And I looked and I'm like, oh my God, she's so pretty. And this chick was super into me. She was so into me that when people were talking smack about me, she would yell at them. She would come up to me and adjust my clothing and stuff. Like, the signals that a young guy does not understand, but an older guy gets, oh, she's interested in me. That's why she's doing this stuff. Okay, cool. I can pursue this, you know? But I looked at pictures of her, I'm like, she's fucking beautiful. Man, I could have had this. She would have been my girlfriend for sure. I'm sure I would have screwed it up because I was dumb, but I could have at least done it, you know? Ashmead, I should do a life coaching video series teaching men how to pick up women and insult people. The pickup stuff is so fucking cringy. It's so cringy. Paul, you're married, so you don't know what you'd do if you weren't. The new era of dating seems crazy. Like, it's a lot of hookup culture and a lot of other bullshit, but I don't worry about that because in person, I'm me. fucking chicks dig it. Chicks fucking go for me. I've been at random parties where I remember when I was like fucking 20 and some party in the city I didn't even live in. And I'm just cracking jokes. And this one fucking older lady who was pretty nice for an old, and by older, I mean, I was 20. She must have been like 35, but pretty prime, let's be real. And she was just like, who's taking him home tonight? Totally, right? Like, it's sweet. It's sweet, man. Actually, I managed to make a good impression on a bunch of chicks at that party. I walked in, stood in a door frame. I didn't even do this intentionally. I didn't know this was a thing at the time. But if you stand in a door frame, it makes you stand out a little bit more, accentuates you a bit more. And then with my awesome manly voice, I crack some joke and all these women, bam, turn to look at me. It's like, what's up, ladies? How's it going? But I find that pickup shit to be cringy. Now, when it comes to what I would do in the new world, same thing. I would talk to chicks in person and I would talk to chicks online. I crack jokes to women. I say intelligent, fun, and funny things. So I stand out. Apparently, most guys just send messages like, hey, hi. I just look at their picture and their background and everything that they've said and fucking go off of that. There's a whole bunch of fuel for whatever. Ask them what it's like being a fucking lumberjack, right? It's like, what? What the fuck is this? You know? Gets their attention. But I get caught up in my own nonsense. I've literally had chicks go, okay, do you want to get sucked off or what? And I'm just like, oh, fuck yeah, where do you want to meet? Because I'm still cracking jokes. One of the things actually I hate the most about dating apps is I'll say this shit to women and they'll go, lol, each. And I'm just like, okay, imagine a conversation where I keep saying things and you just go, ha 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 ha. Because that's what's going on right now. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Tislor, you met your wife by telling her you were a shark dentist? Well, either that's a good lie or you have an interesting job. Either way, that'll get you some interesting attention, right? Jess, what's my body count? I don't know. I don't actually know. I tend to get into long-term monogamous relationships because that is my preference. But each time between then, I am open season. So, I don't know. I'd have to fucking sit down with pen and paper and it would take a while to sort it all out and go all the way back, right? Because it's decades. But, yeah, when I'm single, it's like, okay, I'm gonna date like whoever, but 100% honesty. I don't believe in lying to the people you're fucking hooking up with. The one chick, that was when I went back to college, that was the biggest question I had on my head, or in my head, I should say, was how am I gonna deal with the age thing when chicks ask how old I am? I thought to myself, I don't think it's a great idea to lie. It's not really going to get you anywhere, even though none of this will probably lead to a long-term relationship. Lying isn't a great way to do it. And I know another guy who was dating a younger chick, and he lied about his age, and they split up because of it. Like, if he hadn't lied about his age and been honest from the get-go, they probably would have been fine. Because if a chick likes you, the age doesn't matter so much, right? But I remember I was dating this 18, 19-year-old, something like that. I went out with her, and she's just like, so how old are you? And then my brain went, here we are. We're in that moment. You know what I mean? And so I told her, I'm like, I'm 33. And she started laughing. I'm like, okay, I'm 45. And my brain just went, I said my age. So whatever. I answered the question. I don't have to drive it home, however she wants to react. And I found out later, because we kept seeing each other, I found out later that she thought I was lying to sound older. She thought I was like 28, lying saying I was 33, right? So yeah, I would just kind of float around dating different chicks and trying not to leave anybody with hurt feelings. Some of them take it harder than others. Some of them get angry. Some of them get sad. But I'm like, yo, I told you what it was at the beginning. And as soon as I know I want to be with somebody, then I'm with them. Like when I came back from my last long-term relationship, I bounced around with a number of different chicks. Some of them for longer spans of time. Some of them for short little windows. It really depended on whatever. But then it got to the point where there was Carly, my current wife, and this fucking model from Toronto. And I liked them both. And I made sure everybody knew what was up. You know what I mean? So I had been hanging out with Carly a lot, but I was getting together with that chick from Toronto for a weekend. And so Carly was off doing whatever, and I was hanging out with that chick, and we were having a good time. But, like, we went to the mall, and when we went to the mall, Carly happened to be there shopping for presents. So we just ran into her, which was admittedly a bit awkward when it's just like, yeah, one chick, here's another, you know, but it's not one of those, because I haven't been lying. Nothing's been fake about it, right? But when we ran into Carly and I was happy to see her, and after she left and I was still hanging out with this chick, I realized I'm like, I way more want to be with Carly right now. So I have to tell this chick this. I can't spend the whole weekend having an awesome time and fucking lying to her and whatever and taking advantage of the situation, all of it. So I just told her straight up that it was just like, you know, if we keep banging and shit, then we're just gonna get more attached. So I want to spend time with this other person. I don't want to lie to you, right? So she was like sad and hurt, but not just as much as is reasonable in the situation without getting like really worked up. And we remained friends and stuff. So, you know, sometimes I'd be up in Toronto and we'd go grab a cup of coffee together or something like that, you know? But yeah, for me, I couldn't tell you the exact numbers because I'd have to sit down and analyze those periods of being single. The long-term shit's easy, right? I've had just a few many-year relationships. So that's a simple tally. Thompson, you tell them you're getting a PhD in Byzantine history, and then they're like, what's that? Well, I mean, if they show interest, that's a good sign. That's a good sign. Oh, man. Oh. It's crazy. I think back to all this stuff, and I know I lived through it, but I feel like it's just strange. Aging is strange. It almost feels like I've had multiple different lives, you know? Blue Cats, yep, you're right. She wasn't as smart as Carly either. And one of my requisites for spending any real amount of time with women is they have to be smart. Like, I could only do a one night stand with a chick who's not that, like, if she's really dumb. Like, there was this one really dumb chick that I met. And she was so dumb she didn't know what a raccoon was. Like, we went to the one park at night, right? Oh yeah, she was one of the ones who got impatient about my jokes and was like, "You want to get sucked off or what?" So yeah, I went with her to this park at night, and a raccoon came up to the car, and she's like, "What's that?" And I'm like, "It's a raccoon." She had an annoying voice too. I'm like, "It's a raccoon." She's like, "What does it want?" I said, "People give it food. Like people who shouldn't give it food, and that makes the raccoons think that people's vehicles are where they can get food. But it's not great because it incentivizes them not to look for food for themselves, and they end up getting run over by people's vehicles. So people shouldn't do it." And she immediately followed that up with, "I want to feed it." And I was just like, oh God. So yeah, I let her suck it, and then was just like, this ain't going nowhere. Like, I know this. So no thanks. No thanks. I need a lady who understands. I need a lady who's got a brain. I need a lady I can have a fucking conversation with and connect with. And, you know, you got to be above average intelligence. That's it. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't think that's unreasonable. People who are average intelligence are going to be better off with other people of average intelligence as well. They're going to be more comfortable, right? Because the truth is, I'm not a perfect person. And oh God, I put that stupid song in my head. But I can be a fucking dick to people when I'm explaining shit if they're not smart. So I don't want to be condescending to a woman that I'm in a relationship with. But it would happen pretty much involuntarily because I'm a bit of a dick and I don't do it on purpose, but it fucking happens. It's not, and I'm not bragging about that. That is a fucking character flaw, absolutely. I get frustrated when dealing with people who aren't that smart. And sometimes it makes me rude. But I try not to be. I know if I was in a relationship with a woman long term, it would inevitably come out just from the amalgamated stupidity, right? Blue Cat, you hate birds. Well, why the penguin hat then, huh? Oh man. So yeah, I don't know exactly how it would be. Honestly, I feel like if me and Carly split up, I wouldn't be in any rush to date anybody. I'd probably just spend some time on my own, just going, yeah, I wouldn't be running out looking for anybody, you know? Doesn't feel like that would be the case. Pumpkin shows, and is it Hoobastank? They sing that song, and the reason is you, because I heard the in my head, and I'm like, oh. I mean, it makes sense. Someone with cat in the name hating birds, right? Cats like to hunt birds, so. All right, my friends. Well, thanks for coming and hanging out. It has been an enjoyable chill stream indeed. If you didn't see it in its entirety, it'll be up over on the live stream channel later on. So by tomorrow, 10 in the morning. And if you haven't already seen it, check out my movie review. Me and Carly reviewed Longlegs, Bird Box, and Arcadian. And it's got a lot of fun stuff in it. I like it. It's approved by me. And it features me, so it should be watched by thee. Okay? Have a good night. See you later.